there's something in here. Good.
Nice job, mate. We're safe now, thanks to you. I want to make a run without food. After I come soon, we're going to head out of town. Meantime, maybe you can see if anybody needs help.
But it's level 1.
That's the name of my character.
Hmm?
It's called Vertical Drop Heroes HD.
Vertical?
Vertical Drop Heroes.
Okay.
The whole game is just how far can you go down, and then you fight bosses. So you continue going down, and you just keep going until you die.
Another one.
They give you 3 characters that you can pick from random. At random. To pick which character you want to go as. Go through. Basically use your experience that you get to unlock stuff so that the next time you go through, hopefully you can go through farther. With random characters. Different set of random characters.
Pacifist monk.
At least once before you can activate the Red Crystal from Disney Plus.
Monk of time. Just in the monk of time. Oh, you switched it already.
Yeah. I'm taking care of everything while you got around.
Oh, that's right. That's one of those 2.5D games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
2D game with the moving background.
No, 2.5D is 3D graphics for a 2D game.
Oh, okay.
Scrolling background is just a scrolling background.
Yeah.
You know, like how they did Sonic Generations, play classic Sonic, basically all you do is run sideways.
Yeah. Like, is it too late to change my
Change your
membership thing? Trying to figure out where's
I think it's on your profile.
there's settings. Oh, okay, maybe it's under settings.
The settings.
It's hard to.
Should either be profile page or settings, because one should say like you're a free member, say upgrade their premium. That.
Yeah, that's what I said. They don't make it. Okay, profile. View your page, edit your page, donation given settings. Settings is just connect social networks and subscriptions.
What's that settings, right? I think it's on your profile. You go to
Profile. It's just that. Sure, it's not too it.
view fundraising page.
View your page. It might be only up to that day that you're allowed to do it. Change it.
No, I'm
It's
just
so
saying,
hard
I
to
just,
find.
Yeah, I just don't know where it is. It's kind of hard to find.
Receive donations, donation received.
Resources.
I think that's just stuff you can. Yeah, that which you already got.
Experience.
Choose. Oh, upgrade to platinum. There it is. See, they need to. Some designers of site a little better. Okay. So blah 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 blah. Okay, so anyone in Northern Virginia is welcome to be a part of Team Boom Chicken. No? Excuse me. Okay, so where is? Okay. Oh, upgrade now. That's the button. Okay. That's what I was looking for. So.
Tiny hero. I played quite a few games, and at the same time, I have not played a lot. That's actually how the game starts. This music is awesome.
Same game?
And this is Tiny Barbarian XD.
Oh.
Going on the Yeah, another one of those games. Like the game looked cool. At the same time, I was sold on the music. Just listen to the music, like yes, I have to get this game.
I think something's wrong with my Firefox. That's what it is. Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just talking about. This, one thing about a Mac, you're better off using Safari. Like certain problems you'll have with Safari is something about. One of the things about Mac is Mac software works better on the Mac.
Oh yeah, you said that before.
All the other stuff is just kind of like sometimes it works, but a lot of stuff that doesn't. Like why?
That's another thing too. The Mac OS kind of works like a lot of mobile software. Well, a lot of software now where when you close it, it doesn't close. It just runs in the background, so it makes it so it can open faster when you go back to it, which is really irritating. Oh my gosh. Jonathon, these are 8-bit graphics.
That's why it's hilarious.
Jonathon, this is 2014. Those are 8-bit graphics.
You talking about the graphics. Do you hear the music?
I know, I'm listening to the music. But they're like advanced Commodore 64 8-bit graphics. Or, well, okay, or maybe like Nintendo graphics.
I think it's more like 8-bit resolution, 16-bit graphics.
Okay.
It doesn't have more color than 8-bit, but the resolution
Slightly more, yeah.
Resolution now.
So now I'm upgraded to platinum. Oh, we need this stuff. I got stuff in the way of our mobile tablet gaming.
Oh, it's on the table.
This stuff. Still had my S3 or S4 because then I can run Skype on it. We'll do all that next year. But like I said,
Run Skype on the phone? Why?
well, because you know, like you can stream from Skype. Basically, you can use the Skype as like a mobile camera.
Yeah, then you're gonna have a lot of lag.
Oh, of course. Ooh, you got yourself killed.
I'm better off with the internet camera.
Is that like Nintendo music?
Yeah, actually, that's probably about right. It sounds like NES music.
It does.
loud.
It really is. It must be right there. Just stop as soon as I get in. So it must be somewhere right here. Looking for that one.
Right about. Put these over here. Over here.
I'm about to get up in my zone. It's time to get my game face on. And you can try to stay calm. I'm about to get my game face on. I'm going in for the win. Body full of adrenaline.
Down for a second. That one? No, I didn't. By the way, I didn't take out Outline 2 if you wanted to get back to trying that.
Say that again?
I said I didn't take Outline 2 out if you wanted to try that. Because I mentioned to you about trying Outline 2.
Oh yeah.
And that particular test I was doing.
Yes, I was supposed to. Oh, you looked up this second controller? That was paired?
Oh, the red one? Yeah, both of them up to the Xbox.
I was gonna say I could
Because the wire controller is the
log
one
in
that
on that one so it doesn't log you out. Oh, but then that means I don't have to play with them. Yeah, that's okay. No biggie.
It won't matter anyway because it's an original Xbox game. The original,
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's
you
true.
don't even have to. You don't have to sign in if you don't want this. Original Xbox game is not going to do anything.
Oh,
You're
really?
just going. Yeah, you're just going to end up playing an original Xbox game. Because there's no achievements. It can't even tell everybody that you're playing an Xbox game. It's just going to say you're playing a game.
Yeah, it doesn't even have any
Yeah.
picture.
It has no yeah, because there's no options for the Xbox. Basically, goes into like an Xbox game. Like, yeah, anything.
Really?
Put this in. That's probably what you want to anyway. Put it in just to
Yeah.
play it, have it playing.
Right.
Otherwise, the TV will shut off and then I'll probably act up and not turn back on.
Well, it's got to time.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, I hate when it turns off and it won't turn back on, and then we gotta mess with the power cable and stuff.
That was the game. Read back. Eternal Champions.
I don't know if you have to turn that back up. For me, the games I was playing were louder. I had to turn it down.
What's that? Album?
No, the two games I was playing before, I was saying you could turn it up if you need to.
Alright.
Because one game I was playing, it was like, why is this game so loud? I turned it down. And the next game I played, like, why is this game so loud? I had to turn it down some more. Close to the store. And we was like, why is this game so loud? I turn it down and I got to turn it down again.
Wow. Really? In-game graphics. Actual game footage. Oh, this game is 10 years old. This game's 10 years old.
That's actually a game that started all of the other 3 hours when they started doing that coast to coast and all that stuff. But this was actually more pure. Like this was original Outrun brought to 3D. And not that Sega Ages one where they try to make it look kind of 3D but it was 2D and it just really looked weird. This was like, oh yes, we just took the original Outrun and did it 3D. It's like, cool.
They give you a choice of cars in this one?
Yep. But like I said, this is what started all of the 3D out. The 3D hours that came after. And it's the 2006 Coast to Coast. All that stuff. The arcade version. Actually, Outrun 2 was started the arcade version.
246 GTS, 365 GTS 4. Why does she look a lot like Christy? New music. Oh my gosh, she's beating me. Oh my gosh. Spousal abuse on the road.
I think that was more from Turtle Outrun.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that doesn't make sense anyway is there's actually two different girls depending on which mode you're playing.
Well, is it two different girls or just one girl is different mood?
Well, no, she's wearing a different outfit.
I mean, yes, different outfits.
I think no, it's two different girls.
Oh no, it's two different girls, right?
Yeah.
Outrun challenge. Outrun mission. Complete 101 missions to win mission cards and improve your outrun skills. You don't have any cards, Jonathan.
That's because I haven't played on the 360. I actually recently played it on Xbox.
Oh, you have cards on the Xbox?
Yeah, I do. I don't know how much I have.
Actually have it. It's funny because it's actually has out on Xbox Live. It's actually three different things. One of them looks like Christmas. The other one looks more like oh, what's her name from she kind of looks more like Sarah from Virtua Fighter. The shorts and tied up shirt. Audacious. mean, given this is a original Xbox game, this is pretty good graphics.
Yeah. Well, the 360 does make it look better too. But yeah. Yeah, 360 does make it look better.
Oh, it's upscale?
Well, some of the Xbox games are updated on 360, so they look better. That was one of the things about one of the reasons why they did Halo Anniversary was because Halo 2 actually did get updated graphics if you played it on the 360. Halo 1 didn't. Halo 1 still looked like Halo 1 even if you played it on the 360. Like it looked like the original Xbox. It didn't look any better at all.
Look at that. He's choking me.
Yeah, some of the games actually got updated graphics if you played it on the 360.
A-M-E.
But overall, yeah, that one actually was pretty good. That one too, pretty good.
Not bad at all.
The biggest thing that fell apart with all the other ones is because they tried to focus on the multiplayer racing to try to make it like the arcade. And it's like, no.
No, it was always a one-player racing game to the race to the finish game.
Yeah, it's like it kind of worked for multiplayer if you were talking about in the arcade, like Daytona.
Right.
Okay, so
exactly.
you just played off Outrun as it's Daytona USA, but it's Outrun. You link up 4 machines and you can all race against each other. But it's like, okay, yeah, leave that in the arcade. We don't want that to be the main purpose of Outrun at home.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do it like the same thing like when they did this Genesis version of Super Hang-On. It's like, okay, you have the arcade mode, which is just like the arcade. And if you want to do an original mode, okay, do an original mode with online racing and all that other stuff.
Yeah, you're trying to change what the focus was, and that's what really messed them up.
Yeah.
It's just like the same problem they had with Sega Rally. Cause it's like, yeah, Sega Rally, okay, this is awesome. Sega Rally 2, okay, we added more courses, we added different types of weather, we added more cars. And then from there, it was just like Sega Rally Rebel, like why? Like, try to bring back something that was no point. Like every other game has already done rally racing, they've already done it better, and you're just trying to bring us the same old Sega Rally and give us an excuse of, oh, by the way, you can play in one line, 6 players, like here.
I still would have liked to see. I mean, you know what? Since you said that Eternal Champions probably wouldn't make a good, they probably shouldn't do it as a movie or anything. I think if somebody actually decided that it was a good idea to redo Eternal Champions, they should do it like they did Mortal Kombat. But then because I noticed with Mortal Kombat, basically they're the same type of games where in Mortal Kombat they gave it a storyline and you had to play, if you went through story mode, you actually had to play as the different characters. So you didn't just go through the story as one character and then you have to go back and go through as a different character. Only problem with doing it that way though is the same kind of, I guess would be the flaw that they had in Mortal Kombat, where it's okay. Basically, that means you've already predetermined who wins the tournament in the story mode. Because you just decide what order the characters play in, and the last one faces the boss.
And then it was still following the same trap. You shouldn't do video games for movies. The game is good as it is. It's a good idea as a movie, but if you actually try to do it as a movie, one way or another, you're gonna find a flaw to it. Like, really shouldn't have done it.
Well, it's the other thing too is it depends on who does it and how they do it.
Well, no matter how you do it, it's because of the way the game, the type of game, and also because the type of how they did the story. Because every character has a story. You have to commit to one. If you commit to one, then it messes. Then it's like, well, what's the point of the rest of them?
Well,
somebody will find fuck. That's the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, technically, everybody's supposed to have their own story for entering the tournament. when they play off the movie, they have to come up with a storyline of why these people are working together. Why are these people working together? And of course, then you point out every single flaw that they have in it. Like, why are they doing this? Why
like
is this
they did
happening?
with Mortal Kombat the series.
I mean, we all said, we all said from the very beginning, like, if you had no other complaint, like, the first complaint everyone had for the original Mortal Kombat movie was, why is Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting on the same side? Like, that was everybody's first thought, because that's how, the first thing they did was introduce him like that, and you're like, wrong.
Yeah, but then they explained why.
Doesn't matter if you can explain why. Wrong. Because the game had no excuse as to them being on the same team. It's like, no, they were not on the same team. Period.
But then that's also
the movie had to give you the excuse as to why they were on the same team, because you had to have the good guy and bad guy side when they did the movie. They had to group them up.
Well, the fact that you also and they basically, just like in a lot of movies and stories anyway, where you have either the good guy turned bad guy, the bad guy turns good guy, or the person who appears to be a bad guy is really a good guy but under the control of somebody else, or is forced to do something bad because of somebody else in the story. But I mean, that's just like you have the same thing with a lot of books and a lot of books that are turned into movies. You got people who don't like certain books being turned into movies because, like, oh, you ruined the book, because that's not what happened in the book. But then there's some stories, like you said, they're bad ideas to turn into movies because
books usually only have one ending, unless you specifically write a book that has multiple endings. Those don't usually get turned into movies.
Yeah, but the other thing too is some books don't do very well as movies because of the way they're written. Like when you have books that are written from a first person sort of view, or if you have the author not just telling you what's happening, but explaining what's going on in the person's head and all this kind of stuff. When you try to do it on the screen, it doesn't translate because you can't read somebody's mind.
The problem with books to movies is just because something's not going to translate well when you're trying to do it to a movie, because people who are fans of movies, they want to actually see more action than a whole lot of talking. They don't want to watch a documentary, they want to watch a movie. They want to watch something that seems interactive.
Well,
but I said the difference about it, a book, no matter how you look at it, it has a basic story, it has a beginning and an end. No matter how you try to change certain things here and there. Fighting games, the problem is every character has their own story. If you commit to one story, you totally ignore everybody else's story, and you basically rewrite all the characters just by doing that.
Yeah, but the other thing too is, like I said, you do the same thing, like for example with comic books, where they turn them into movies. Yeah. Why? Because it has to fit the movie format.
Right. That's it.
Sort of like the
two perfect examples of fighting games that should have been movies, whether good or not, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, because they both show both of the games. Every character has their own reason for fighting. What do? Nope, we're gonna group them up. You are good guys. You are bad guys. And by the way, this is the main plot where we're trying to lead into this. Why? Ryu was not trying to be the good guy who's going to save the day, save the world from being taken over by Bison. All he was doing was just going on a journey to find himself and to try to be the strongest warrior. So
but isn't that what they did in that online series?
When they played off, yeah, that's exactly what they tried to do. But the online series also didn't introduce all the other characters, so they focus mainly on Ryu, because they try to play off sort of like a prequel kind of thing. And as long as they don't continue from where it is, the movie's actually perfect the way it is, because all it does is just leave you wondering, like, oh, there should be more to the movie. No, because if you do more to the movie, what are you going to do? Lead to Street Fighter movie, the one that sucked, or the other Street Fighter movie that sucked. They also did Tekken the movie.
They did Tekken the movie?
They did a Tekken movie. And then they did a Tekken 2. I don't know why, because Tekken 1 was bad, but somehow they tried to get away with Tekken 2. Yeah.
Well, they did that deal.
Remember deal? Yeah. Yeah, remember how that turned out?
But that's not because it was a bad idea to do the movie. It's because of the people who they did.
Yeah, but still, the movie is like, this is probably going to be a bad idea anyway. The people that got to do it just really screwed it up. But then look at what happened with DOA 5. DOA 5 was a perfect example of what you shouldn't have done with a fighting game.
turn the story.
They give you a storyline, which forces you to play every single character because they have to fit into a storyline to make you play in a certain path. Why?
Well, but here's
all
the thing.
all of the other ones before that, all they gave you was a general story, and they gave you an opening scene of, okay, so all the ninjas are trying to shut down Dootech, but everyone still had their own story.
Well, the other thing too, the biggest problem with trying to do movies, as far as fighting games, is because Hollywood's at the point now where it wants to, it doesn't want to just do one movie anyway if it can get away with it. The minimum the number of movies now is up to 4. It used to be just 3, where they wanted to turn everything into a trilogy. Now it's like the minimum number of series of movies they want to do is 4. But a lot of fighting games, the reason that doesn't work is because you could actually do a series of movies focusing on each character's storyline. The problem is the fact that, like for example, Eternal Champions, the cartridge version, there's 9 characters. You can't do 9 movies.
No.
Because of the time it takes to do the movies, the people playing the characters will get too old to do them.
Right.
And it's supposed to be all within the same time frame, just from like alternate universes, depending on who won.
Right. That's one thing. Like with Street Fighter animations, one of the reasons why the animations are so successful is because they're not movies that you have to watch in sequence. They're fan service movies.
Oh, but then the other thing too is
and that's exactly how they're written. All anime is never written to try to focus on a story and lead into some kind of trilogy or some real long big plot. There's always fan service. Every Street Fighter movie was, we're going to show you as many characters as possible fighting each other. That leads to the end of the story where, in the end, Ryu or whoever's the main character, should most likely Ryu or Ken, is going to fight the ultimate bad guy because Ryu and Ken are the most popular characters.
Well, I was going to say the other thing.
But it's all fan service. They don't even think about the fact, remember when you guys were fighting against each other in Street Fighter 2, the movie, and you fight, and then you teamed up to fight against? No, because that didn't mean anything, because Street Fighter 2 had nothing to do with Street Fighter 5. This is just another Street Fighter anime. It's like,
well, like I said, the other thing too with fighting games is, if you're talking about doing a movie, then it's no different than a video game, because if you pick a character and you go through their story, and everybody else's story about why they're in the game is still part of the story. It's just that one person's story has to finish out if you do the movie. The thing about it is, that's when you get into these marketing people where, okay, they got to decide, okay, if you're going to do it and you want people to come see the movie, who's the most popular character in the game, because that's who you want to win the movie, in the movie. Because that's who everybody played as. So
either way, you're going to end up with a lot of disappointment, because
but you still have a lot of disappointment with everything.
No matter what character you pick, it's basically gonna rewrite all the other characters, because you
rewrite them.
Everybody's supposed to have their own plot. What's gonna happen is somebody's reason for doing something is gonna change, because somebody else has to be more important. It's like, no, nobody is supposed to be more important. You're not supposed to focus on anybody.
No, it's not about being. I mean, like with Eternal Champions, like I said, you got to remember, with Eternal Champions, it's not about anybody being more or less important. It's just that he put together all of these people, but only one of them can win.
Because no matter who you look at,
so
if you say Larson,
you don't change their story.
If you say Larson was the most popular character, and so we're going to focus on him, in the end, we're going to all wonder, why did Larson get chosen to be the one who beats everybody? Why is Larson the best character to? But that's why I said that's what marketing people look at, where they say, okay, when this game came out and you look at the stats, or you do a survey of who people's favorite character was in the game, and if they played as Larson, it's because either he was the most challenging or because they liked his storyline and they wanted him to win. So it's no different than anything else or anybody else. I mean, when you talk about entertainment, you got movies that are
popular. You always gonna have people who don't like that
Yeah, but
movie.
I'm
You're gonna have
You're
critics
always
who don't like
your
the movie.
question is always. That's why I say fighting games shouldn't be movies. That's the whole point of why fighting games shouldn't be movies. Because you just said my point. Somebody's going to complain about it. My whole thing about it is, with a fighting game, whether you're a fan of that character or not, your question is going to be, why were they the one that got to win the tournament? Why were they the ones that was focused on that?
Okay, but you, like I said, the reason when you do the movie, the reason why that person became the main character doesn't have anything to do with the story itself. It has to do with how many people you want to come see the movie, and it's because the reason that person is because that person was the most popular person in the game.
It's still, you're still gonna wonder why.
I'm okay.
The problem
No, wait.
the problem is, here's the thing.
No, here's the thing. Wait a minute. Before you go, keep going. It's no different than if you look at the DC universe. Why was Superman the most made into movie character? From everybody in the DC universe, between Batman and Superman, why were those two always put in the movie? Why didn't the rest of the characters? Because all of the characters in the Marvel universe had their own storyline. Why were those
Batman
two?
was the most, not Superman.
Okay, not Batman. Okay, so Batman.
Because,
why was
and Superman actually had more failures than Batman for the obvious reason. Because one of the biggest problems was
Krypton? No.
Superman had the same
And
problem.
Alien.
Superman had the same problem with movies they had with the video game. Essentially, Superman is the most powerful superhero, with the exception of he's not that smart. Which is the only reason why Batman, and which makes you wonder, why can Batman take on Superman? Of all people, why can Batman take on Superman? He has no superpower because Batman is very smart.
But he's smart. But see, not only that, because you also have to look at because of the fact that because of the human element. Because the one thing people love is that human element that even against a stronger foe, that humanity will overcome everything and everybody in the universe. Right. We will somehow, even for somebody who's stronger than us and somebody who's more advanced than us.
But in the end,
look at Star Trek Next Generation.
But in the end, the debate between Batman and Superman will never be answered. Everyone will always continue to argue who's better, Batman or Superman. That's the thing about fighting games versus doing a movie. With a movie, you have to commit to one decision. Everyone will wonder why. It doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. You will wonder why. With the fighting game, you always have that choice. Same reason for Infamous. Infamous, the whole Infamous series, the whole point of Infamous is not just about the storyline of, oh, you play this main character and, oh, there's these conduits with superpower and stuff. The whole main focus of the game, which is what makes it great, is because you get to make a decision that determines whether or not you're a good guy or a bad guy. If you make that into a movie, you have to choose either be a good guy or a bad guy. All of a sudden, that takes away if you do this movie. Because if you choose to be a good guy, why? Because that's the most common thing to do, is to be a good guy. Well, but what if we don't want the most common thing to be a good guy? Every movie is about the character being a good guy. But if you make him a bad guy, why was he a bad guy?
But not always.
You're always going to wonder.
Wait. Because remember, it depends on how you do the story. Because look at this Law and Order series. When they did Law and Order series, they approached the subject for any given episode, but they didn't decide who was right and who was wrong. They gave you both sides of the issue.
That's because the issue
was the of the movie.
But the decision of the right or wrong comes at the end. Infamous, the entire game from beginning to end is nothing but decisions of being a guy. Like literally from beginning to end is nothing but good or bad. You have to follow one path to another.
Well, but Dishonored is the same thing, and actually Dishonored tends to be a little more realistic because it tends to be more towards real life, where it's like, okay, if I'm a good guy, then I only do these things and I never do these things. Whereas in real life, you get people who are basically good people, but they find themselves in a situation where, okay, there is nothing else I can do but to do this, even though this is something that I would not want to do. I would never want to do this, but in order for me to continue my story, I have to do this, and this is a bad thing.
Right. But that's what Infamous does do. Infamous, every single point, you get to make a decision of being good and bad. Every path leads to being good. You can actually take a good path and still go to the bad path in the next decision. There's too many branches that go off, and it's like And if by the end of it, if you even try to play off a movie like that, it's like, okay, we're gonna take this good pass, but this bad pass, but this no, because it doesn't follow through that way. It's just weird, and in the end, you're still gonna wonder. So why in the end did you decide that he's gonna be a good guy or bad guy?
But now you're talking about people who actually wouldn't be able to follow it. Like I said,
no, it's not about following. It's gonna be the whole point is when you get to the end, everyone is gonna wonder why was this the choice that was made. When somebody decided to write the story, when somebody decided to direct it, why did they choose this? That's why the whole point of Infamous was
that's based on the screen.
You get to pick when you play the game, which essentially gave you at least 2 playthroughs anyway. Because even if you played all the way through and you decided you wanted to be the good guy all the way through to the end, and you see the good guy ending, you wanted to go right back to it and play the bad guy.
No, but again, no, you gotta remember too. What do they do with movies? What do they do with a lot of movies?
Alternate ending can't solve that problem. Because of the fact that you have to get to the path to the bad ending. Basically, you have to write a whole nother movie.
Not a whole nother movie. That's like I said.
As long as Infamous is, an alternate ending can't suffice. Because like I said, all of your decisions are what lead to the ending.
Right.
You can go good, bad all day long, but all the decisions are what lead to you either go to the good or you go to the bad. An alternate ending is usually because both of them follow the same path, which leads to a final decision. That's where the alternate ending can say, well, what if he shows this, what if he shows this? But Infamous is not one decision. You're talking about at least 16 decisions, major decisions in the game. That's not even including the minor decisions of when you just happen to be fighting and you hurt an innocent civilian. You're talking about major decisions in the game that influence your path in the game. There's 16 major decisions. You have to branch. You can't branch that out in the movie. You have to commit all the way to the end, and then you just pick which ending.
But that's why I said. But what's the difference with Infamous? Because if you're saying that in the end in Infamous, you only have 2 endings. That means even if you have choices, that all of those decisions still only take you to one ending or the other.
Right, but the whole story is changing. You can't take the good ending. You can't take the good all the way to the good, and then you're just bad, or take all the way to the bad, and then all of a sudden you're good. That doesn't make sense. An alternate ending, when they do alternate ending movies, that's essentially like if you did Eternal Champions all the way to the one person fighting the Eternal Champion. There's only 2 endings. Well, what would happen if you won against the Eternal Champion? This what would happen? That's how alternate endings usually happen. If you assume there was only one character that was going to get to the Eternal Champion, that's how you split. But you can't do alternate ending when you're talking about multiple decisions.
Oh, but that's why I said when you're talking about doing something like that, when you're talking about doing a movie, I mean,
it's the same reason why they do Lord of the Rings games. Lord of the Rings games actually tell different parts of the Lord of the Rings story.
But you
can't tell that in the movie, because if you tell that in the movie, you're talking about this is what happened during the same time as the movie. But then that's just a whole other movie, basically, or a little side story, TV series or something.
But
it's not an alternate ending.
But that's what I'm saying. You're talking about like if you do a Lord of the Rings game, but then you get to make all these decisions. So then basically you're doing the opposite, where you get to rewrite the books.
No, I'm saying the reason why they make some of the Lord of the Rings games, because the Lord of the Rings games, they don't make it based off of the main series, the main book series, because the idea is supposed to be that this part of Lord of the Rings is supposed to be happening during the actual Lord of the Rings story that you know.
It's an ODST.
It's sort of like a side story that's happening at the same time. If you tried to play that off as a movie, it wouldn't work. Because you're talking about this is supposed to be happening at the same time. This is a totally different branch.
Well, and this is the reason. So that's the same thing. Just like with, even though there's a storyline with Master Chief, they should never do a Halo movie. Because there's a storyline.
Which is why the only time they've ever done the Halo series, the one thing they did right is because when they did the Halo series, which some people were actually worried about, they made sure that the Halo series was supposed to basically lead you to Halo 4. It's like, that's right. That's exactly how you should have done it. Because when you first watched it, first thing, especially the very beginning of the series, you had no clue what was going on. You're like, what in the world is this? What does this have to do with Halo? I don't even understand. You use the terms from Halo, so you call it a Halo series. No, we're not going to play that. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, okay, they got the Covenant fighting. Oh, okay, Master Chief shows up. Oh, okay. And then you start hearing more about Halo 4, and you're like, oh, by the way, all these characters that you see in the series, they're going to be in the Halo 4 game. oh, now all of a sudden it makes sense. But they did it right where the series led into the game. The series did not define anything. If
But
you
they
didn't
did
watch
the series the same way. They did the series of games the same way they do movies, where they did the trilogy and then they did the prequel.
No, but the series wasn't a prequel.
No. I said they did the series. They did Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then they did Halo Reach, which was the prequel to the first 3.
Right, which that was just a bad idea anyway. That's why a lot of people didn't like Halo Reach. Halo Reach was actually considered one of the worst of the.
They didn't like it because of the storyline, or they didn't like it because of the gameplay.
No,
or both.
it was actually because they weren't sure about the storyline.
Which they found out in the end.
Well, no, they weren't sure about the storyline because they didn't consider it as like a legit prequel. They weren't too fond of the gameplay because it felt like they tried to change the gameplay, go back to Halo 1, but they tried to still add more stuff, which that never works with prequels anyway. We know that from sci-fi. Also, it felt like kind of felt like Bungie let them down, like because Bungie announced that it was their last game, which that was their own fault in itself too. As them announcing for their last game, you think they would go out with a bang, then it was like Halo Reach, and you're like, no, we just feel like you let us down, Bungie. Like we're leaving Microsoft Studios, and therefore we screwed you with this.
No, but see,
decent. That's it. But the thing is, remember, you started with Halo Reach. But that's the problem. You started with Halo Reach. If you started with Halo 1, which you still haven't played Halo 1 too, that also kind of messed you up.
Okay.
If you started with Halo 1 and then you went to Halo Reach, then it would be confused. Remember Enterprise? How did you feel about Enterprise?
Wait a minute. No, but the thing about it is, and that's the whole point, one of the problems is because you also have to remember that a lot of it has to do with where people are coming from in their background. Because like you said, one of the issues you can actually look at, and probably why I liked Halo Reach, was because of the fact that I use the analogy with music. Younger generations generally go more for, and yes, I know you do have a couple of boy bands and a couple of groups who have been successful, but generally when you look in the music business, who are the most successful people in music? Individual artists. Why? Because the younger generations don't have the attention span and don't have the ability to focus on more than one person.
But they had no problem with focusing on more than one person.
No, but what I'm saying is, Halo 1, 2, and 3 was about who? Master Chief. I can focus on the main character and the storyline behind him. Yeah, here comes Halo Reach. Oh my gosh, I got 6 people.
Because Halo 2 focuses on Master Chief, but it also introduces the Arbiter, and the Arbiter is one of your characters. Halo 3 actually makes the Arbiter makes him a secondary character that always follows Master Chief, which is why
it's like Batman.
Because
Batman and Robin.
Halo 1 was weird in itself. They added the co-op, but basically both of you were playing Master Chief. That was weird. Halo 2, you still both played Master Chief, or you both played the Arbiter because it alternated between the two. Halo 3 finally was like, oh, well, because they're both side by side, we're not going to play off the both of you are Master Chief. They're always together, so one will be Master Chief, one will be the Arbiter. But that's not the problem with the story. The problem was the overall story. It was Halo Reach was basically Enterprise. You remember Star Trek, and then you remember Next Generation Defense, and then you watch Enterprise, and you're like,
no. But again, like I said, part of the problem with Enterprise,
maybe, but no.
Well, no. Let me put it this way.
It wasn't.
Halo Reach works better if Halo 1 looked like Halo 1 Anniversary.
But I'm saying, Halo Reach wasn't like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. But basically, it was kind of like, even if you try, like when you watch Star Trek and then you watch Enterprise, even if you said, oh, Enterprise wasn't that bad, it just wasn't all that great. I mean, that's basically what it is. They felt let down. Like the story wasn't really bad, but it wasn't that great. And even the gameplay, except they didn't just say, oh, we don't like the story for Halo Reach, this was a bad idea. They were talking about the storyline and the gameplay. They just felt like they were let down by Bungie. Like you just gave us a decent Halo to say, hey, we're done, we're leaving. It's like, but you shouldn't make your gamers feel like.
But then again, like I said, I guess just like since I played Halo Reach first, then that's probably why I look at it that way.
Right. If you watch Enterprise and then you try to go back and watch, which that's kind of like with Sean, because Sean always had a problem where he doesn't like. He was always about graphics before we finally got him into look at the gameplay, not the graphics, because he would look at, oh man, this is a terrible graphics. If he started with Halo Reach, and then he started playing Halo 1, he would feel the same way as trying to watch Enterprise and then go back to the original Star Trek. He'd be like, oh my gosh, this is the original Star Trek? I can't stand to watch this is terrible. It's like, Yeah, that's because you don't know anything.
But
if you started with the original Star Trek and then you watch Enterprise, it would be the opposite. Like one way or another, you're gonna feel like that. But overall, people felt a little let down. It wasn't, but some people said Reach was fine. To me, Reach was not the best game. It was fine. If I rated it, I would have said Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 1, Halo Reach. Maybe Halo Reach and then Halo 1. Because Halo 1 was good, but I think Halo Reach might have been a little bit better than 1. But Halo 3 was the best of the 360 until Halo 4 came out. If you just said like 1, 2, 3 Reach, 3 and 2, yeah, better than Reach. 1, debatable.
I played 3 after I played. I played 3 after I played Reach. Because I finished Reach first, and then I started going backwards. I played Halo 3, and I was playing Halo 2. I never even got to Halo 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. You haven't even got to Halo 1, so you don't even know where the story started. And even then, one of the things about it, which goes back to what I was talking about, was like some of the other stuff. The same reason why they could get away with the TV series, the same reason why they can get away with the books. Because one of the things about Halo is there are certain parts in between Halo 1, 2, and 3 and before Halo 1 that you don't get. The reason is they wrote books that tell you, they wrote novels.
Yeah.
They're not graphic novels, they wrote novels. Like you have to read a book. It's text. There's nothing else. There's no pictures or anything.
Really?
You read a book about what happened in between.
I probably would get those.
But the thing is, they wrote the book where you could actually read the book and never play the game. You could play the games and never read the books. It would never mess anything up. It would, and that's what they did with.
But that's because
that's what they did
with
with the series, and that's what they did with the series. The series leads up to Halo 4. If you don't watch the series, it doesn't mean anything.
Which is what they're doing with what is it called? Nightfall, I think.
Right. And if you watched it, and if you played Halo 4, if you watched the TV series and you never played Halo 4, doesn't matter. Yep. But yeah, that's exactly what they're doing with Nightfall. Nightfall is supposed to lead up to Halo 5. It's like, yes, as long as you don't say Nightfall is the Halo 5 movie. If you do that, wrong.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense not to say.
If you say, okay, it leads into the game, we will accept this because, and especially because like it goes back to one thing I say. If you do it this, one or two advantages to doing it this way is because it doesn't make it that you have to watch it to understand the game. You don't have to play the game to understand the series, to understand the story in the series. And in the worst case scenario, if the series sucks, we'll just act like it never existed, and Halo will still be great. The worst case scenario, like you made a series that's supposed to lead up to the game, it sucked. We'll just act like it didn't exist. Remember that? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Nope.
Disavow any knowledge.
Right. But they had a lot of games they were talking about. They had some games they were talking about they were going to make into a movie. It's like, why? Especially being this late in the game, they were going to make it into a movie. They actually finally did an animated movie for Heavenly Sword, which is weird because that's late. Heavenly Sword came out when the PS3 first came out. But one of the things they did is they made it an animated movie, and it basically kind of summarizes the game, but not really. But like I said, one of the things because Japan is known for doing fan service.
And Japan is known for doing a lot of animated stuff from video games, like Fatal Fury, like Street Fighter series.
But all of their animated series are fan service. Basically is, yes, they can get away with telling whatever story because it really doesn't have anything to do with the game, and because when they do all of the movies, they don't relate to each other. Every Fatal Fury movie does not relate. You could actually just randomly watch. You could decide, I'm gonna watch Fatal Fury 5, and then like I'm gonna watch Fatal Fury 4. Well, how does Fatal Fury 4 go into Fatal Fury 5? It doesn't. It's a fan service movie. They just threw out a movie. It's just, we're gonna give you a movie that has Fatal Fury characters in it.
Oh, see, you can't do that here because
that's what they
people don't even understand that concept.
That's why I said. That's why Street Fighter movie, yeah, it sucked because they try to give you a storyline. They try to focus on the character. Street Fighter, the animated series, when they try to, not the animated series, but all the animated movies, all the animated movies are fan favorite movies. They have no relation to each other. All they show is these people are fighting. These people are fighting. This guy's talking to this guy, and then they get into a fight, and then this guy fight, and then this guy fights and bites and raises.
It sounds like the Tenchi movies, and it's like you got the same characters, but the storylines are totally different.
Right.
The same characters, but then even the relationship between the characters are different.
Right, but that's what,
Even
and they do it as a movie,
Yeah,
not a series.
real
Because if you
okay.
do it as a series is too long. If you do it as a movie, you're talking about a movie supposed to be between 1 and 2 hours. It shouldn't be any longer, especially for an animated movie. Animated movies aren't even supposed to allow it to be 2 hours for animation. And Japan is pretty good about that. They're usually, when they say a movie is like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, because this series episodes are like
and they like, the movie, it's like, no, it's just 2 episodes. Like, it's not even really a movie. No, that's the movie. But it's like, but yeah, a lot of stuff they do is fan service. Which is one of the reasons why.
Well, maybe if they did do Eternal Champions, they should be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
If they did Eternal Champions, like the best I could see Eternal Champions is probably the same way they did the series I watched called I think it was called like Amagi or something like that. It's supposed to be that whatever that game is, the dating sim game that they have. The way they did that was normally you play as a guy and you're supposed to build a relationship with one of the girls and leads to the ending of if you end up hooking up with that girl. So the way they did the series was they broke it into, you had an introduction that basically introduced you to every girl, and then they did 4 episodes that led to one girl and another 4 episodes that led to the other girl, and that's how they did it for the 5 girls. It's just 4 episodes, which one, it made a lot of stuff you won't make sense because it really just like it's like okay, so it starts out you met this girl, okay, and then this happened, and all of a sudden you're like, how did we get to this point? Because you had to play the game to actually understand the story. They're not going to give you the whole story in the anime series. They never do. They never give you a whole entire game in the anime series. Also because they're trying to cover, what would happen, they're trying to cover all of the different paths, so they broke it up in blocks. Eternal Champions would be the same way. They would just do like 3-4 episode segments and be like, what if Trident was the main character? Okay, here's his 4 episode storyline. What if here's his 3 episode or 4 episode storyline. That's the only way they could play it out.
But that's why I said, and that was the whole thing. Like I said, if you do it,
it would be good because then it's like, so you get an animated version of Eternal Champion, which is why they would call it a fan service. Because like you get an animated version of Eternal Champions where you get to see everybody's story of leading up to the Eternal Champion and getting to the ending.
Right.
Unfortunately, you're only going to get 3 or 4 episodes, so you're going to get a lot of stuff happening real fast, and in the end, you're going to be like, well, how did that happen? Like, how did he get to that? You have to play the game. But why was he trying to? We have to play the game. Like we gave you a summary because it's fan service.
right?
We're not going to give you the
And that's
time
why.
for it.
Well, see, now you're making the point that I was trying to get across was the fact that just because you're doing a movie, you don't have to include every detail of every character in order for the movie to make sense. They're in the movie, and you point out whatever their part, whatever their role is, or whatever their reason for being there is. But you don't. But because the movie itself is about a certain character, then.
But the movie is going to lead to one character's ending. That's what's going to.
Yeah.
That's what's going to bother people. Is it's going to lead to one character ending, and everybody's going to ask why that one character. That's what I said. That's one of the things in Mortal Kombat. Technically, in Mortal Kombat, everyone does not get to win. You do not get to say all 3 of you win. You save the world. No, Mortal Kombat, one person wins. That's it.
Right.
What did they do with the movie? One person did not win.
Oh, but I mean, they really screwed up Mortal Kombat.
Because when you do a movie,
I mean,
no, we cannot do we cannot pick just one character. We pick one character off, you're gonna mess up everybody. So if we group them up and we generalize them as good guys, bad guys, and they're working together, then okay, this will generally be acceptable. Yeah, it's generally acceptable.
But you got to remember the other thing too. When you're talking about a fighting game is, and especially when you're talking about a fighting game, which actually equates more to like sports. You can look at sports when you're talking about, especially people who are sports fans, because one of the things that solves the problem you're talking about as far as why one character wins or who wins is because it's no different than what happens in sports when you got individuals or teams going up against each other. A lot of times people say, I just hope it's a good game. I just want to see a good match. Like, why were they mad when Mike Tyson knocked somebody out in 90 seconds? It's like, because I came to see it, a 10-round fight, and it was over in 3. But it was like, okay, even if everybody had an idea or pretty much knew who was going to win, they want to at least see a good fight from the other person. So you could do the same thing in a movie where, oh yeah, so and so won, but they got beat up in the process because somebody else whoever lost put up a good fight.
Because of people's mentality was fight because they want to see a fight, which is the same thing that people were doing when they were in school, and it's just like that was dumb in itself, and that's one of the reasons why they were debating about boxing and why boxing. Because remember, at one point in time, they also debated about why boxing shouldn't actually be a sport because of how violent it was. Because it's the same thing people do in school. You're saying boxing is acceptable.
Well,
when people in school getting beat up and everybody crowding around and watching them fight. But that's what you're doing. You're crowding around watching two people beat each other,
but then you go,
knock each other out.
But then you go into,
Well,
and that's why I said, then you open the doors to say that any
to
competition which is violent shouldn't be done in school. Football is just violence with padding.
No, but it's,
I mean, soccer is one thing because you're not allowed to go at each other.
No, but not
you
just,
kick
no,
a ball around.
It's not just about violence. It's the fact that what's the difference between two kids beating the crap out of each other at school and a circle of kids just watching them? That's all from Tom.
Yeah.
Sent a message. And what's the difference between a boxing match? A boxing match is still a bunch of people in a circle watching two people beat the crap out of each other. The only difference is those two people that are beating the crap out of each other are getting paid, and you're paying them
Right.
to beat the crap. So why can't we tell two kids? Why can't we pay two kids to beat the crap out of each other at school?
Well,
Why can't?
Yeah, well, for one thing, because.
But no, we can't. And yeah, I totally agree. No, we should not allow kids to do that. We should not be allowed to pay kids to beat the crap out of each other. But the point is, what's the difference? It's like, because everybody at school, they're like, oh, fight, this is fighting. Then what do? They watch, they grow up and they watch boxing, like, fight.
Well, but that's, and like you said, maybe, why not let them do that? Because you got parents who take their children to see WWE and WWF wrestling matches.
Exactly.
And why would you take children to go see that?
That's one of the things about sports, using boxing as examples, the problem is because people's mentality. We already know the mentality. I always got on Jerry about Jerry's all about blood. Like, you can tell me all day long about, it's like, I don't doubt that you're a Christian, that you believe in God and all stuff, but at the same time, you talk a lot about blood and gore.
So in other words, even if the
like at one point in time when I played
Kombat on the Super Nintendo looked better, you still don't want it because they took the blood out. They turned the blood into sweat.
I didn't care. I was never about, Mortal Kombat is great because it has blood. It's like,
no,
it even gives the war.
It has to be a good game. It has to be about skill.
You ever hear Jerry when we're playing like Halo stuff? He's like, oh man, look, we're killing. Like, you ever hear me say that? No, because like I really don't care. Like, oh man, that was great skills right there. The fact that I managed that I went, jump, change weapons, that was awesome. Right. The whole, look at all that blood when I chainsaw you with a lamp. I don't really care. The only thing I care about is, hey, look, I got the kill, we win. Like, I'm looking at like the general overall. What's the goal? The goal is to get the most points to win. Like, but I'm not like, blood. It's like if you took the blood out, guess what? I'm still like, look, I win.
Remember, that's what we said about Dead or Alive. It wasn't about the girls and what happened when it was like, is it a good fighting game? Does it actually take skill to win, or do you just mash buttons and it's just eye candy for guys?
Which is why it was dumb when they started introducing costume as DLC and you had to pay for it. And I'm like,
It doesn't make like I would pay for costume DLC if the costume actually affected their skills and it actually made a difference in how they fought.
When I buy DLC, it usually involves I get this sword that allows me to be 10 times stronger than I normally would be. And I can also get bonus XP from it. This costume doesn't do anything besides making
it's like
at best I might download if Jerry was actually better at fighting games, I would download a costume pack just so I could distract him. Like, Jerry, you see that? You see how they bounce up there? Bam! I win the game. And that would be bad.
Well, I was gonna say it would be one thing if for example, like if you had DLC which gave, let's say, Christy or Helena a pair of heels that gave her additional moves.
Right.
It was like, oh wow, she can act now. She can do that. You have additional. You have added moves to what she can already do. Oh, okay, that's what.
The best I can justify most of the costumes in Dewey is I'm either trying to distract the other player or I'm going to distract myself. Like there's no.
Or like Virtual Fighter, if you had what's his name, Lei Fang.
Fang.
If you had Lei Fang, it's like, but then you almost go into. I was gonna say, then you almost go into Tekken, or not Tekken, Soul Calibur mode, because I was gonna say, like, say if you were playing as Lei Fang in Virtual Fighter, and then you gave her a set of fans. It's like, oh, now she has more moves you can do because now she has fans.
Right. Yeah.
Not to use as projectiles, because there are no projectiles in Virtual Fighter, but if she's actually holding and she's fighting with them,
Exactly.
oh, okay. And then especially if you had DLC for each character, it was like, oh, okay. First it was all hand to hand. Now they all of them have the ability to use something.
And that was my biggest problem with the DLC for DO, because it was just like all it was costumes.
Yeah, it was just.
I want more stages or something.
Well, but then again, that's no different than
than
how many people actually buy Avatar stuff. It's like you pay for Avatar stuff. I don't mind getting free Avatar stuff, but you're paying money for Avatar stuff.
Yeah, and I mean even
to
then,
dress
like,
yourself
it's
up.
like
really?
if you're gonna buy Avatar, you better buy something that's really good and you had a reason for buying, not just I bought it because. Like, I'm not gonna buy Nike shoes for my Avatar. That's dumb. That's just dumb.
Right? Really? I'm giving Nike even more money in my money,
cool.
and I don't get to wear my Avatar.
Hey, this is cool. There's a Halo T-shirt for my Avatar that looks exactly like the Halo T-shirt I wear. I can make my Avatar look like me. Okay, you can maybe justify that.
Oh, that's a stretch, but okay.
Nike shoe, or I can buy Jordans. I can buy the Adidas tracksuit. Like, you do know that you're just spending money so that you can advertise so that somebody else can make a lot more money. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Warriors of Orochi Ultimate.
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
It's my first time out. Then assigned to a recon team.
Warriors of Orochi.
No, that's what was installing. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It said install complete.
Yeah. So what do you play
Crimson Dragon, yeah. Because they was installing Warriors of Orochi, so I said, okay, I'll play Crimson Dragon. Have you played it?
Crimson Dragon? Nope.
No.
You're playing it because it's a lot like
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Panzer Dragon.
Panzer Dragoon, right? Which I started playing. That's another game.
If you say like Panzer Dragoon, I gotta check this out. Oh, in fact, the same drawer where you got Outlands from? Because like I said, it should be a few Xbox games. Unless it's in there. I thought it was all in there. I should have Panzer Dragon Order because I haven't played that yet either. Panzer Dragon Order for the original Xbox. Remember, that was the game I found at the pawn shop when I bought it. Yeah, I haven't played it. I hadn't touched it. I also did say that I'm going to play Dragon Force. I haven't put that on yet. I don't know, do you want to try Dragon Force? It'll be awesome. I gotta figure out what message Tom sent me. Oh yeah, look at that. No, look at that. What is that? You just start the game and it's already like, no. Don't tell me that's not Panzer Dragoon. Look.
Miguel Dan has one friend on.
Look, I'm not even shooting or anything. Look, it's Panzer Dragoon. Don't, you can't lie. You can't even lie. Move the dragon. Like, huh?
Vertical move dragon.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so move and aim. Oh, wait a minute, how you change camera angle like that? Or is that
I just turn. Yeah.
Oh, it's on a track?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. She got a lot to do it now.
No, that's funny because I just did a barrel up. Skill attack. Skill switch.
Hey, wait a minute.
I mean,
you know what
it's
that
not
reminds me
exactly,
of when you do that? You blow up stuff and all of a sudden you get... Oh my gosh, it's Burning Rangers. You're collecting crystals. It's on a track and you're collecting crystals.
There's two things I can do. I can shoot at them or I can hold it and lock onto a bunch of enemies and shoot at them.
What does that remind me
Right.
of?
It's like, you can't even... You can't play this off. Like, no, this is Panzer Dragoon.
Two fighters from the future, Rax and Blade.
Oh, there they are.
I would just love to see. I'm sorry. I would just love to see those characters live. I probably should play anime. I should probably cosplay. Hey, the easiest person to cosplay actually would be as what's his name?
I didn't pick up his message. What's up? Okay. What's up? Alright, man. Your brother here, man. Your brother's here. Your older younger brother is here, man. the one that got more kids than you. He's here, man. Your older younger brother is here. Time to wake up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Seriously. Please stop.
I feel like that's not what I originally did when I did main 3. That's weird. Because main 3 is no different from Left Focus.
Oh, wow. I wonder if we got any viewers that
Why did I never notice?
who heard our discussion. They could have weighed in on it. Oh.
What's going on?
What's good, man?
Oh, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Were you just on the phone?
Yeah, you didn't hear me?
No.
I said my phone was ringing because I didn't answer Tom's message. I picked up the phone and I talked to Tom and you said I'm here.
Oh, that I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the I'm here part. That was the thing. So what's going on?
Not much.
Okay,
I was online looking, watching everybody like, hey, I only see Striker playing online.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, people went down for a second.
Okay, where is?
I was trying to see what you was playing on PS3, and I was like, oh, he playing the PS4, he's playing Infamous. Alright, can't do nothing with that.
I told you I was gonna try everything. I was like,
I know, that's how I sent you a message.
I was like, Infamous. Let's play this. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much like all the other Infamous.
With better graphics.
Yeah.
You alright, man?
Yeah.
You sure? You get your nap in? Your grandpa nap in?
Hey, watch that grandpa stuff.
Hey, I'm just
I am
saying.
a grandpa.
I'm a grandpa too. But I'm just saying.
That's why I said, Jay, your older younger brother is here.
But nah, my whole thing was we had David Buster's. He like, I need my nap. You know I'm old, right? I'm like, dude, Jerry, like
I'm old now.
it's only 3-something p.m.
I still can't believe
3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that you didn't beat Tom in basketball after I
I
warmed
don't
down.
even need a nap.
After I warmed down.
Hey, he's got warmed up.
I warmed down. Dude, I had to use my
And I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
I had to use my young reflexes to try to wear him down by making him keep up with me just so that you had a chance. And you didn't take advantage of the opportunity.
Man,
You let him beat both of us.
That just warmed him up.
No, it did. My show was slow.
The only reason he started shooting faster is because he saw I was like, I wasn't making anything, but I was like, shoot.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
Tom, you only threw like 3 balls. I already went through 7. Like, come on, man, what's up? I'm like, go. Look, I had to take them from him, man. I was like this. I'm like, throw. There's no ball. Grab this. Go. like no chance. I reached over. I'm like, Tom, take this from me. Sorry, sir.
I don't know what the heck Jerry's doing.
Game day.
That's funny though.
What time is it? 7:41. For about 20 minutes to run the intro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, which of these chips do I want? Or should I have any extra after that crap I got? Okay, think. This empty? Nope. Somebody's mug, root beers.
That's mine.
Okay. what else? Something I was getting ready to. Oh, I remember now.
I know Jonathan let me beat him in freaking air hockey. I already know that.
No, man, I'm telling you, my hand-eye coordination is not as good as it used to be. I used to be good at air hockey. I already knew when we started the game, it was like, I don't have those skills anymore.
Oh, this actually looks cool.
I told you. Like I said, it was expensive, but I could just look at the controller like, yeah, this is worth it.
Compared to like all the aftermarkets they
Like
made for the
it's-
360,
Right.
this is
But it's
real cool.
but it's freaking $50.
I mean, yeah, that sucks.
But it's basically like my tournament controls. It's like it's not quite tournament control, but it actually is a really good Xbox One controller, especially for a wired controller. And then you got the light features
Dude, you
on
look
it.
like you still dead.
Sweet.
Your knot wasn't long enough. Just go ahead and nod yes. It wasn't long enough. What was y'all playing on this big TV?
On what? No, I was playing Crimson Dragon. Then you called me
Oh.
because I was talking to him. And I was playing Crimson Dragon, and then I heard the phone ringing. I was like, "Oh, and that's Tom calling me," because I didn't answer his message when I heard that ringtone. Because first he heard the ringtone, he heard that Samurai Warriors ringtone. He was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, that's Tom. He sent a message." Then all of a sudden, playing that was it Sonic and Knuckles boss music? And I was like, "Yep." And that's Tom calling me. That's his message. Let me go pick up the phone now.
I didn't know if anybody was sleeping or not, so let me just text first. I was about to call text Jerry. You know Jerry always on his phone.
Nah, because I made sure I told us like I'm not going to be out. Like I'm going to make sure somebody wakes up before I go out. And Jerry already talked about. I was like, nah, go ahead, man. If you got to take a nap, take a nap. I'll wake one of y'all up before I go to sleep.
Right.
So this first person or this third person? You're the dragon right there.
Third person behind the dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, you riding
like,
the dragon.
basically, you're riding on the dragon and you shoot at everything.
Okay. Oh, okay, now I see the
So,
character.
like, yeah, it's basically like on rails with a little bit of control. You basically move around on the screen, but you can't control.
This part right here reminds me
You
of
can't
God of
control
War.
the direction you go.
Yeah, this reminds me of God of War.
Yeah.
Try not to crash into nothing and
Shoot at everything.
yeah, pretty much. God of War, you hit that daggone pillars too many times, you dead.
Sucking at this right now. I had a feeling you're supposed to unlock stuff. I think it's one of those games you're supposed to unlock stuff and you can go back to try to get better scores or something.
Shoot it, shoot it, you
Whoa,
shoot it, there you go.
whoa.
Man, come on, afterburner, man, come on. Spiral out of control.
Oh, by the way, Jay, it's your turn.
Is that right?
Advance Wars.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was his turn to take another nap.
Okay, last thing I did was I made a move on Advance Wars, and it was like, alright, it's Jerry's turn, but he's napping. Then I started playing Dead Island, man. Dead Island sucks, man.
The first one or the free one? That came on
Yeah,
the system?
yeah.
I think I got that one, I think.
Yeah, man, it's not.
Cause it was free on Xbox, right?
It's like, have you played Dead Rising?
No.
Have you played Dead Rising, Jerry?
3 years.
Does it have weapon durability? Where like you can hit somebody with a weapon a certain amount of times before it breaks?
I think so. You got to sit there and build your own weapons. So yeah.
Okay, so basically it's like Dead Rising, but it looks like Left 4 Dead, but the weapons function like Dead Rising. Like basically you're looking for weapons, the weapons only have certain durability, you try to upgrade certain weapons, or they
Yeah.
just break and just whatever. And there's way too much story to it. Like Left 4 Dead is pretty much straightforward. It's just like get to the end of the level. Get
Yeah,
to the
pretty
end of the
much.
level. Get to the end of the level. You win. It's like it was
Nothing
like-
ain't nothing but survive.
they try to give you they try to give you quests like it's Borderlands, like there's a reason for everything. It's like no, there's not a reason for everything. You're fighting zombies
Everything.
and trying to escape.
Oh, wow.
That's all you need to know. Please don't
See what
give
they
me
got
this
that one going
long
on.
story.
Well, I was playing old school Xbox game on with Jonathan's 360.
You play-
I was 1 and 2.
Yeah, I told him to play Outrun 2, check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's.
I can actually,
I know, trust me,
Jonathan, I can actually successfully drift. I can actually drift in Outrun 2, which takes very little skill.
Right.
I was like, oh wow, I can actually drift without spinning out.
And you know what's funny? I never kept up with the news for Crimson Dragon because I heard it wasn't like it wasn't. I heard it wasn't that popular. Like it wasn't a bad game, but I heard it wasn't that popular, so I never really kept up with the news on it. It would be kind of funny to find out. Oh, by the way, one of the dragons in Crimson Dragon is a dragon from Panzer Dragon. I'm like, oh, are you serious? That would be pretty cool. And at the same time, like, really? So you just straight rip off Panzer Dragoon. By the way, you put the Panzer Dragon in there. Like okay, I see what you did there.
I see what you did.
Harm's Way, how play that forever.
Play, man. Oh yeah, we gotta play that Aegis Wing too. Cause that was what we were supposed to play 4 players.
Is that the one we was playing with the tanks or the racing or something like that? Which
No,
one
that
was
Harm's Way is the one where you played
with somebody
4 people racing and then 4 people with turrets. If you
Yeah.
8 players.
Okay.
Aegis Wing is supposed to be that shoot 'em up. Where you basically it's like a typical shoot 'em up, just like dodge bullets, shoot ships. But you could also combine your ships together where you could have like one person piloting and everybody else gunning. And then they can rotate their gun or whatever. That's the one I got to play 4 players just so I can get that one achievement. Where it's like where you actually form all 4 and you know basically play the achievement off of Voltron. They're like, let's go Aegis Force or something like that. It's like, are you serious? Like, somebody been watching Voltron.
Aegis Force.
Rip off.
Somebody been watching Voltron.
Nah, not too much. Oh, Miguel Dan is up here.
Oh, I think this is a boss. Hey, I'm trying to think.
Whoa.
I can't think of where it is.
What's up?
I can't think of where it is.
Oh, that's nice.
There's 2 controllers I got here. I'm just trying to figure where they are. Act of Courage. Yo, I thought I was going to fight a boss.
Mission accomplished.
Good job. I'm done with that game. That game was slow. That's the problem. One rail is slow.
That's about as far as I got with the game.
Are you hitting offline or something?
Huh?
Are you hitting offline? Or did I ask that because when I be looking on the app, I don't be seeing Jerry. Unless it's Xbox One related.
No. Looking for.
Knuckles.
I think it's a long bag.
The bad.
Or maybe it's not a bag. Maybe I put it in my laptop. Maybe I put it in this bag.
I be screwing up, man.
Ain't nothing new.
It's Advanced War, man. You know that's my game. It didn't matter what you do. I always sucking you into it and play anyway.
No.
I always draw you into my play, man. It's just like, we just want to do this, and then you come and kill me. Like, ha, you fell into my trap. You, like, as Elijah One knows best, you fell into my trap card. Hey, like, and we flipped this.
Tony and Bullet playing Xbox One.
Me, he's not doing anything.
Pretty much you watching Netflix or something.
Oh, I don't know what to do with it. If I didn't know any better.
What are you looking for?
I thought I brought over 2 controllers. Because one of them should have been that Xbox One controller I got. The question is, where the other one I thought I brought over?
Whoa. Have I seen this car before.
Game Boy.
Oh.
It's like Nissan or
I think it's
Why? I don't know where he went. Well, I did some damage. Hope he didn't go in my bag. Go in the bag.
wouldn't go with the other side.
I didn't realize too, it's starting to warm up a little bit.
I can take this off.
And it's time to change. It's me, Mario.
Christine, oh my gosh, really? 18 new photos.
Yeah, she's hot.
Tiger and Bunny.
Dude, Battle Block Theater is fun. Just saying.
I was wondering. I was trying to think which one.
I got to play co-op on that too, because it's cheap just to play co-op on that.
What now?
It's fun single player, I'm sure it's fun to play co-op. Battle Block Theater.
So we go with Dark Side of the Go and bring it home. Send him a game on message on game and
Did I put it?
Really?
And knowing that I might have left it home, so I mean, I would be mad.
That's her room? That's her apartment?
Maybe it's my trunk.
That's Christine's apartment?
Yes. Or one of the walls in her apartment.
Lord have mercy. She's got so much Tiger and Bunny stuff. And she's gonna bring all that stuff back here with her?
I got
Her collectibles? Yeah, she will. Well, she'll probably send them.
the other person should be can get it.
Maybe I left it in the car. Okay.
Amazon.co.jp. Oh my gosh. Amazon. Okay, that's enough of that.
This is versus die.
Co-op versus die. Steamroller.
I still can't believe that song though. That song was like, man. I thought Gex was bad.
Secrets? I just love secrets. Oh, see, now you're gonna make me want to put that.
Oh, that was bad. It's like, no.
Hey, I remember I changed that.
Sean said he ain't gonna be here till late in the afternoon because his mom's need to use his truck
Not till when?
this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I got a buddy of mine that said he was supposed to be coming back, but he can't make it till this afternoon because he and his girl are supposed to be going somewhere.
Amuse us all with your keen ability to stand on a clock.
Oh, really?
What? frisbee. Ooh, an exploding frisbee.
Stop it.
Wow.
Why are you punking me like that?
Seriously.
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it.
Oh, a real beat down, huh?
Punk.
Are you playing the versus?
Uppercut.
I didn't even know they had bots for the versus. The only problem when you mean to hide something and you hide it from yourself.
Okay, we jump right into it.
The dragon is waking up. Still groggy, man.
Kick, punch.
Exactly like I was thinking the same thing. Good gracious.
Hey.
I'm getting pep smacked by a little pink one.
Mr. P.
Exactly, right?
Mr. Pinky.
That was your problem, man. That was your big mistake.
Is that a slide? Uppercut. Punch. All in the mouth. I'm mixing all these different games together.
See you there.
What the
That's what you wanted, right? That's what you wanted. Only in Japan.
Thanks, man.
I told you I held on to it for a while.
Yeah, you did.